Loves it. LeBron and the Lakers made a statement this weekend with wins over the Bucks and the Clippers. They'd been 0-3 against them this season coming into that game, but now they're playing great. The Lakers are 49-13 this year, 6.5 games up on the Clippers for the best record in the West. They've already clinched a playoff spot with over a month to play in the regular season. And of course, we are 8 minutes away from First Take here on ESPN, which means Max Kellerman will be busy. But we got him in here quickly. So I wanted to recreate this little debate that we had a few moments ago and let Max weigh in. We're sitting here talking about LeBron James, the season that he is having, and I already know what you're going to say, but for those who don't, in your view right now, is LeBron James trending towards being the MVP of the league, and are the Lakers trending towards being the NBA champion?
Well, he's moving in that direction. He made up some ground by beating Giannis and Kawhi in the same weekend. But Giannis is the MVP of the regular season, which is a ridiculous award in the first place. 50% of the teams make the playoffs, over 50% of the teams. You should wait till the end of the year. And this year in particular, there'll be no excuses. Who is the best player on the floor, especially in the fourth quarter? That will determine who's the champion among a group of teams that I think most people acknowledge is likely to be the Bucks, the Lakers, the Clippers. One time, LeBron was the best player on the floor when he's played Kawhi this season. They won that game. The other two times, Kawhi was the best player. They won those games. But in the regular season, it's probably a moot point because Giannis has simply had more value than anyone else.
I strongly disagree with the take that we shouldn't have a regular season MVP. First and foremost, you have to incentivize players for the 82 games, especially now in the era of load management. This is why you have Player of the Week, Player of the Month, and regular season MVP. And Giannis has been that from the beginning of the season. LeBron is closing ground. If there was only a finals MVP, Max, to your point about 50% of the teams making playoffs, say, for example, in the 80s when the Celtics won the championship. You remember when Corbett Maxwell was the finals MVP? You can't have him be the MVP.
Jalen, that's a straw man argument. I'm not arguing finals MVP. There's no playoff MVP. If you want two separate...
There is a playoff
there's
MVP.
A finals MVP.
Finals MVP.
No, that's one series. What about all the other series? And what I'm saying is there's no such thing as an MVP from a non-playoff team. Why not wait till the very end and then, because what we're really saying is who's the baddest man on the planet? It was LeBron for a long time. It was Kawhi last year. Can LeBron regain the throne? Can Kawhi defend it? Can Giannis take it by force? That's what we're asking.
How do you guys factor into this? Because I've heard a lot of coaches say this, that they will not relinquish the scheme on Giannis because they want to wait until they get to the playoffs to a certain degree, right? So when you see him have these numbers that are incredible numbers, but then you see the strategy change in the playoffs, what does that say about the regular season?
That is true, Jay, but I was sitting there watching the Clipper game. That's exactly what they just did to the Lakers. Y'all think they're going to let LeBron James dribble 3-4 times on the post without double teaming him? Y'all seen LeBron James at the top of the key? You did a great job of breaking down that screen and roll. In the playoffs, they're going to blitz
I agree with you. I said
or
that, yeah.
switch that. So they weren't doing what they're going to be doing either.
Well, except the one thing about the Lakers and LeBron, and I agree with you that LeBron's just incredible. I'm not giving him extra points for being old. Like, that historically will reflect very well on him. But right now, against the Warriors in 16, they played the fourth quarter, you knew what was going to happen. They're going to hunt mismatches, him and Kyrie. And there was nothing the Warriors really did to stop them. Like, LeBron is a basketball genius. So go do it. He's Magic Johnson, but with like Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant athletic ability.
Hey, Rose, let me say this to you. Because you're a basketball savant, you pay attention to the game, your skill set was off the charts, right, for somebody your size. When you think about the best player in the world, that's different than dominant player in the world, right?
Correct.
Will you say that Giannis is the best player in the world, or are you saying that he's still lacking some skill set? Because I think about the MVP, you have to have the whole package. You have to be able to give it to me whatever way you want. I just don't look at numbers. I look at you being dominating of the game, demonstrative. I can do whatever I want whenever I want. I don't see Giannis being able to do that.
That's a great point. To me, the best players in the league are Kawhi Leonard and Kevin Durant. The most dominant player is Giannis. He's the unstoppable force.
Did we don't have LeBron James?
We don't have LeBron James.
Okay.
That guy.
Not a skill set, though.
We've been basically playing three-card Monty with those three guys the last 5 or 6
Two-way
years.
wings are always the guys
Correct.
you want. I'll just
LeBron,
say, Shaq in his
KD,
prime.
and Kawhi.
I hear you.
Depending on what year it is.
Shaq-
LeBron, KD, and Kawhi.
Shaq in his prime was the MVP and the best player in the world, and his skill set was not as well ranked. That's good as a rule of thumb, what you said, but sometimes a guy comes along who can do a one-trick pony.
I hear you.
Can't beat the trick.
But I want to fix your argument.
But you can. He hasn't achieved the
That's
ultimate
right.
goal
He
yet.
needs a crime
He hasn't
partner.
won a world championship.
He needs a crime
I
partner.
want to fix your argument about playoff MVP and finals MVP. You need the people who vote for it to take into account that the guy on the losing team could be the best player
No
in the
doubt.
series.
Facts.
The year
Agreed.
that Andre Iguodala won it, LeBron James is on the
sure.
losing team. He should have won it.
LeBron should have been finals MVP.
I agree with you.
Definitely 2
But
years
yeah,
We
ago.
don't have basketball people making those decisions sometimes. That's why.
And what a lot of people don't realize, there's only like 10 media people that vote for finals MVP. Because if I was one of the voters, I would have voted for LeBron James, even though he was on the losing team.
Oh, we have to let Max go. First take starts in 3 minutes. I
don't
will
wanna
meet
let
you
Max
over
go.
there, Max.
Handsome gentleman
Just
sitting up
when we
here.
thought it was going to go the other way. Hey, who's the best team in the NBA, Bucks or Lakers, Jalen?
Oh, the Lakers, if I'm choosing between those two squads, because the second best player on the Bucks, sometimes it's Middleton. He is an all-star in that conference, and I want to give him credit for a great season. But after that, Bledsoe's been inconsistent. Wesley Matthews, I'm going with the Lakers because their second best player is Anthony Davis.
One thing that's been undeniable this season, when the King plays well, the Lakers win. Los Angeles is 20-0 this year when LeBron scores 30 or more. And according to the Elias Sports Bureau, that's the most wins without a loss in a 30-point games to start a season in NBA history.
I hope you were paying attention because this weekend, what you witnessed was the return of the King. LeBron James beat Giannis's Bucks and Kawhi's Clippers, and those two really are the two biggest threats, not only to a Lakers title, but to LeBron's throne. If you consider, just a year ago, LeBron took a backseat to Giannis and Kawhi, who were the league's MVP and Finals MVP, respectively. And LeBron, as you know, played a career low 55 games, and he missed the playoffs for the first time since he was 20 years old. But as Brian Windhorst has done a great job of documenting lately, LeBron has reinvented himself. He has backed his new coach. He has backed his organization. He has gone all effort all year, and most important, he has become a full-time point guard. All of that adds up to one of the finest stretches of his brilliant career. Right now, LeBron James is averaging 30 points and 10 assists in his last 9 games. At 35, he is the oldest player in history to average 30 and 10 over a span that long. He's done it twice before in his career, but never while sharing the ball with another superstar. It's also something that Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson did, but never when they were in their 30s. The Lakers, meanwhile, have beaten 4 of the top 6 teams in the league during this span, and LeBron has silenced another of his heirs, the crown prince, if you will, Zion, beaten him twice. So that message should have been received, but it hasn't been by everyone. Did you hear Patrick Beverley claim that LeBron isn't hard to guard after all? This after losing to James on Sunday? Come on, that couldn't possibly be further from the truth. In his 17th season, LeBron is going to set career highs in usage rate, in points created, and in assists per game. Plus, he is 1 win away from matching the fastest he has ever gotten a team to 50. So instead of waiting for LeBron to pass the torch, perhaps we should merely bask in its glow and appreciate his greatness while it is with us. That's what I think. And I got Jay Will with me.
Thank you.
Now let's
Everybody wants to hate, just appreciate.
Yeah.
LeBron,
incredible.
I will just make this statement to you. LeBron James is the league's MVP this season. In my opinion, that isn't even as debatable as most people are making it based upon the totality of the circumstances. Jalen, your thoughts.
So it's not debatable, but yet the guy whose team has the best record averages more points, averages more rebounds, averages more blocks, averages more steals, and his usage rate is higher than LeBron's. I think the Greek Freak has a slight edge in the MVP race.
What would you just said to me? You believe the Lakers? You just said to Laura when she asked you the question, are a bigger threat than the Bucks? The Bucks play in the Junior Varsity Conference, as he just said. There were going to be 2 teams who make the playoffs in the Eastern Conference who have records 8 games under 500. If you put the Lakers in the Eastern Conference, LeBron's record might be
I just want you to know, I didn't say junior varsity. That was Zach Glenn. Was not me.
Fair,
Zach.
but you know what I mean.
Well, I've said the junior varsity. I understand it. Here's the deal. When LeBron James played in the Eastern Conference, that conference was the junior varsity as well.
Right.
Except he had a stacked deck. He had Dwayne Wade, he had Chris Bosh, he had Kyrie Irving, he had Kevin Love playing at an all-star level. The Greek Freak is balling in the Eastern Conference. Middleton is an all-star for that conference.
Hold on a second, Jay Rose. Chris Middleton, I gave you this stat the other day. Chris Middleton has a chance to be one of 4 players in NBA history. I know we don't talk about him as much because he's not sexy. One of 4 players in NBA history to average over 20 points and shoot 50, 40, 90 from the field. I know he's not the sexy name, but Chris Middleton is just not an all-star in the Eastern Conference. He's an all-star in the league.
I don't want to take anything away from the excellence LeBron James has put on display. And it's a 2-player race for this year's league MVP. And as a voter, I was there at both of those games this weekend. And I'll tell you, LeBron James is closing on Giannis. There is a